is Linda Buckley Archer, and I have written 3 books in a trilogy called the Gideon Trilogy. And the first book is called Gideon The Cutpurse, which is a story about 2 21st century children who get catapulted back in time to 1763, where they meet a man called Gideon Seymour.
My name's Gideon Seymour. I believe we share an enemy. The tar man's stolen your contraption, has he not?
The second book in the trilogy is called The Tar Man, and that is the story of an 18th century villain who manages to come to 21st century London, where he runs amok, basically, and the police cannot get him. And the third book is going to be called Lord Luxon, and I'm in the middle of writing that one, and I can't say too much about what happens apart from it's very dramatic. So why did I get into writing? When I was young, I lived in the middle of the Staffordshire countryside and was just not very near any friends, so I lived my entire life making up stories, and books were hugely important to me. And I think when I was a child, I decided that I was going to be a writer one day. So I did all sorts of things. I studied French literature, I lived in France for a little while, I worked for a computer company, I had children. When my youngest child went to infant school, I thought, okay, now's the time. So I trained as a screenwriter and a journalist. When I started writing the story, I would read the chapter that I'd written that week after Sunday dinner, and I would watch their reactions. And you can quickly tell if your story is boring by the amount of fidgeting and yawns. And if you've done well, you might get a gasp, which is great. So yes, I learnt how to write children's novels by reading my writing to the children. The opening of The Tar Man is my villain riding down Oxford Street on a horse, and he jumps from one black cab to the other because he's trying to get away from the police. I do love London, and I spent a long time walking around actually when I was writing these books. And for me, just walking about the streets is wonderful. There's a particular scene in The Tar Man where he dangles from the Golden Gallery in St Paul's Cathedral, and that is superb.
That is why he's called the Tar Man. I suppose he's fearless because he's faced the worst a man can face and still survived. I've never seen him truly fear another mortal soul. Neither have I seen him show pity or compassion. And I don't like to recall the things I have seen him do. Most rogues' hearts are not completely black, but his heart is buried so deep that I doubt it'll ever see the light of day. Beware of him, children. He's always 2 steps ahead of you, whilst appearing to be 2 steps behind you.